Hey guys, and welcome back to the Tech Buddies podcast YouTube channel. We are back after a long time with a car review, and today we have with us the XUV700, the big daddy of SUVs as they probably call it. And today through this review we'll try to find out why is this car so popular.
If you look at the actual shape of the car, you'll notice there are a lot of similarities carried between this and the XUV500. It comes with these newer lights. They do look quite nice, and this grille. The one thing that I notice about this grille is it's actually very open. Like, that's one thing I had not noticed in other cars. So that, I don't know if it's a cause for concern, but yeah, as a car owner, I might be concerned. This comes with the new Mahindra logo. It was one of the first few cars to come with this Mahindra logo. I think the fog lamps are here, under here. And yeah, overall the presence is quite bold. One thing about this car also, I don't feel like the tires are small. It comes with 18-inch tires. With the Innova High Cross or whatever, I felt like the tires felt quite small for the car. It feels very proportional. Side cladding is given, not body color. And once you come to this side angle, you can see these body lines, or like the one in front, and you'll start noticing like the body lines and how similar it is to the previous generation of the XUV. There are some functional vents here. You can see that it actually is drawing out air. The door handles on this car are again one highly spoken about feature. It pops out, and big mirrors as the previous XUV came. Windows are also fairly huge. This one's kind of small, but again, it's the shape of the car. Coming to the back, which is my favorite angle of this car, has these really sharp tail lights. Definitely looks better than the older XUV and is quite sharp. It's all LED except for this part. The reverse light is halogen, and the window is fairly big. Visibility, we'll get to it once we sit inside the car. Comes with a wiper because this is the top end AX7L variant, and over here there is a button to open it. I will have to figure that out. Yeah, here. The boot is fairly light for a car of this size, and you can see when the actual seats are reclined, there's plenty of space in this car. There's this small XUV branding here. One thing that must be mentioned is, again, I'm mentioning how light the boot is. With other cars, especially the Hexa and all, we felt the boot was very, very heavy. Closes also quite easily. Some sensors here. And if you go down, you can see the spare tire that's located under, but the spare tire is not the exact same size. So just keep that in mind. You won't be getting the same performance when you use the spare tire. This is the wiper, and there's a shark fin antenna and some cladding, which again comes with the AX7L. I think other variants don't come with that. And this chrome body line also that runs through the car again gives it a more premium look than other variants of this car. And it comes with the standard alloy wheels. This cladding is added. Not much to talk about when it comes to the exteriors, but the interiors is what got everyone talking about this car. So let's go to the interiors and cover that.
Coming to the ingress and egress part of it, if you look at opening the door, it's fairly easy, and the door is also lighter compared to the XUV500. Coming to the headroom as such, I am almost probably like 5'10" or 5'11", 170 centimeters, so take it as it is. And I have pretty decent headroom. I don't have any issues as such. Lumbar support is decent. I can stretch my legs out pretty decently, and I can sit comfortably. And I think while we are at it, we can quickly go to the third row as well. For that, you need to pull this lever here, and
That's supposed to be a one-touch thing.
It is a one-touch thing.
oh, there was a lever. This lever, right?
It's the same lever. That's it.
And yeah.
Oh, it tumbles.
Yeah.
I think the new one doesn't tumble. The one I checked in the showroom, it just slides out or something.
Really?
Something I don't remember.
Coming to the space in the back.
I think it's decent. I remember sitting in the one in the showroom, I was kind of comfortable. Yeah, this is a bit front, and I mean you can obviously adjust this as much. So if I'm not crouching as such with as though with the Safari, I kind of crouch sometimes, but here I'm just sitting normally, if you can see. So overall, I think third row seating is not that bad as such, and if you open the third row, there's no boot space at all. So that's one thing you need to know. Coming to the front part of it, here there are a lot of things to talk about. Here you have the lock, the door opening thing. It's kind of in an inclined part of this door, and then here down you have your space to keep your hand, and you have space to keep your hand here also, which I miss on the Exter, but yeah, that's a different car. You have a glove box here, do you?
Yeah, that button.
Oh, here. Oh, okay. This is a fairly big glove box, and I'm not sure if it's cooled, but
It is cool.
but yeah, you can fit in a lot of things, as you can see.
The older XUV did have more storage space with a lid over there.
Okay, which they have replaced for a soft touch. It's for leather, I guess. And you have an AC vent here, the airbag here, and here is obviously the two screens which are kind of like merged into one. And here are again your ACs. Here's your ignition button, and here are your AC controls. A lot of buttons. Thankfully, no touch. These things they just put it in the screens, not for the AC controls. Thankfully, you have dual zone climate control. Here are all your AC things, auto climate control.
Everything filled with like a glass back finish.
Yeah. And yeah, here is obviously your gear knob with PRND. Then there's the parking brake auto hold feature is also there, which is a good thing. And here you have a couple of buttons. This is for music. This is your favorites. This is for calling. Handy buttons here, although you have them on the steering controls as well.
To actually control the
Screen. That's pretty neat, to be honest. Now coming to the steering controls, you also have a lot of things here. Here's your cruise control settings, and here's probably to control the menu there, and here your volume controls. So source, you have dedicated button to both pick the call and cut the call, which is a good thing. And mute, volume up and down, channel up and down. So a lot of buttons overall, and it feels comfortable sitting in front as well. And yeah, I think we didn't talk about the sunroof. And you also have a specs holder here, which is a good thing. Not seen it in the other cars.
Say that there's no mirror here.
Okay, there's no mirror for the driver, but the passenger does have a mirror with a light on top here, not within the mirror setup. So yeah, that is that. You have speakers here. Are these speakers?
Yeah.
All are speakers. So
12 speaker system.
it's a 12 speaker system.
Sony system, and apparently it's very good.
Oh yeah, it's a Sony system as it's written here and there. You also have a lot of buttons there, which Gautam will talk about.
Coming to the driver's side part of the door, it has these controls. This is a dummy unit. It's not an actual adjustable unit. These are adjustable units where you can actually like change the lumbar support and stuff like that. Very Mercedes inspired. In fact, I think the parts are actually from Mercedes. And these door handles are very nice, very slick. Again, this is the buttons from the 3XO XUV300. It's just that it's been covered in this gloss black finish. It has one touch up and down only for the driver's side, so that is just one thing you need to keep in mind. Controls for the outer rear view mirrors, and also a button to close it. Then here, this is not auto dimming. For a car of this price, I think Mahindra should have included auto dimming. This thing, which I don't know why they didn't. Then here there's a bottle holder. You can fit a decently large bottle holder and some other space. Soft touch material here, quite standard, but the interior does look premium and does not look very bloated because of these white seats and the white interior that they have given. Moving on to this glove box, it is a huge glove box.
And it also slides.
Forward, so that is there. I'm assuming it's cooled like the previous XUV. And there is a button here behind the seat for the person in the back to move the seat, especially if nobody's sitting in the front, right? They can press this button and move the seat accordingly. These seats do have a memory function here, so if you want to like set it according to the memory function, and even the OVR adjusts based on the memory function. When you open the door also, the seats come slightly backwards also to adjust, to let you have your ingress and egress properly. Coming to this side, there is a proper dead pedal, and there is the brake pedal, there is an accelerator pedal, but not covered in any metal of any sorts. Some dummy buttons here as shown before for traction control, auto start stop and hill descent control, and the headlight leveler. This is what the key looks like for the XUV700. Again, pretty standard for the car. Has a lock, unlock button and the button to open the boot. It's a flip key. Quite nice to hold. I think Mahindra has retained this key design for a bit. and it feels very nice in the hand.
Coming to the main part, which is the huge 2 screens you have here. So this is for the infotainment part, and then there's like a dead screen space here before going to the digital tachometer there. So you have the gear in which it is there, and then it shows your, obviously your fuel gauge is there in this corner. Then it shows the speed. You have your mileage information right in front of you there. It's a usual how a digital tachometer is for modern cars. You have all your information there. Coming to this, a lot of people have been talking about glitches with the infotainment screen, and it has been a case for our owner as well. So that is a known problem, and that's something you have to deal with in this car. And another issue the owner pointed out is that the Apple CarPlay doesn't connect automatically sometimes, so you have to go manually into the settings and do it. So this is how the Apple CarPlay looks like. It covers almost the entire infotainment part, so that's a good thing. You go back to Mahindra, and then you have your couple of options here: radio, Android Auto, and all of those. Go back home. It also should show you your power details.
Sure that it shows the door open when a specific door is opened.
It does show your torque details. It has multiple modes: zip, zap, and zoom for different distinct city, and then if you want more power and more power as you go up. Is that all that it shows?
No, it has the mode adjustment here.
Climate control, connected apps, drive modes, gallery. Not much info. I thought there'd be more stuff here, but they've kept it simple, and it does give you that huge click sound when you're tapping around anything. So that's there.
Little unintuitive for others to use.
Software update, owner manual, my SUV info, my drive manager. Does this have valet mode or anything?
It does actually. I never tried it.
Okay, it does have
I'm not sure of this one. I don't know.
drive modes. Yeah, I think this hopefully, yeah, zip, zap, zoom is, yeah, this is what is mentioned.
And have you tried changing this, and has it made like
Yeah,
a
it
realistic
does.
difference?
Yeah, the zoom mode, the engine response is much faster.
We can talk about in the driving part. Yeah, I think that's all in the screen. I thought there are way more things, but it's kind of underwhelming. But
This has more adjustment.
you can probably
Yeah,
change the
screen.
menus here.
Yeah.
Fuel info, vehicle info, navigation, driver assist.
display layout, settings, alert history,
Okay,
all that stuff. And I think you can select it. So if we go to the fuel info, it would your DEF levels,
that's a good
your
thing.
fuel economy.
And then you go back. You can check vehicle info and stuff.
But one thing I noticed is the icon is of the old XUV.
Okay,
like
this
in
has the TPMS
the
and it
back,
shows all
yeah.
the tires. The Innova doesn't. The
Have
TPMS of the
TPMS.
Innova doesn't show all the tire pressures. So that's
Go back. What is the button you press to go back here? This.
then
Navigation.
navigation. So basically, what is there comes here. So yeah. Oh, this has its own thing.
So yeah, pretty intuitive, and I expected it to be slower, but actually it's not
Pretty
that
decent.
slow. Yeah.
But
And the buttons feel very nice to hold. I mean, the glossy black does get dirtier, but that's not a problem. I think.
overall, I think considering the amount of glitches this infotainment system has, I was kind of underwhelmed with the features they're giving. But overall, I think it's decent, and it
Wireless
definitely
charger here,
gives.
two USB A's. I think the new version might have USB C, but yeah, it would have been nice if they gave USB C out of the bat. Yeah, I think that is it for the
Interiors.
interiors. I think these buttons are for
Oh yeah,
the
we can
lights.
open the sunroof also.
And the actual like moonroof or whatever opens now. It's a huge moonroof.
Oh, there's no way to only open the shade.
It is.
Yeah.
You can. It's a small press and only the shade. opens.
Okay. Okay, it goes
is
all the way back.
Huge. It's
So-
huge.
Plus, this thing also opens pretty wide, but don't put your kids out.
Yeah. And I think with one touch.
It does close. Yeah.
Yeah. something there. Oh no, this is in that.
That is
mode
the
too.
ventilation if you want air ventilation. Okay, that closes and then that automatically also closes. Probably wait and see how much time it takes to close. Probably like 5 to 6 seconds is decent considering the size. Yeah, I think we can go on to the drive experience.
You can just talk about your general experience, like driving this car. What do you think of the gearbox, the engine? If there's some things you could have changed about it.
Sure. So we've had this car for a little over 3 years now. Put around 35.
Wait,
30.
you can introduce yourself first.
Yeah. Hey folks. So I'm Sachin. We're here to talk today about our XUV700. So we bought this car late 2022. So it's been around just over 3 years, and we put around 36,000 kilometers on this. With respect to the software glitches that plagues all Mahindras. So I think the first year and a half we had this instance where the screen would go blank for 30-45 seconds at high speeds or even at city level speeds, and you just not know what speed you're doing. But the car works, but it's just that you'll not have the infotainment or the digital cluster working. Apart from that, I think one tire of this particular car had perennial problems with respect to getting punctures. So we had to get that replaced. Unfortunately, because I had gotten the tire repaired at local puncture shops, the company did not honor their warranty, but they did instead give me a discount on a new tire. So that what I thought was a good gesture. But again, as a customer of the car, right, I'm not aware that you're not allowed to repair from outside puncture shops or that voids your warranty, right? So that was something that I was not really happy about, because I think the car had only done around 5,000 or 6,000 kilometers when the tire was replaced. But after that, it's been around 30,000 kilometers again, and not an issue so far. In terms of the drive experience, I think the car is really smooth. The suspension is tuned not too hard, not too soft. I think it matches the comfort levels of much more expensive cars. And in terms of ride handling and stability, the car excels there as well. I think even in triple digit speeds, right, low triple digit speeds, the car is really comfortable and it does not feel really heavy, or there's not a lot of there's no high amount of body roll. One thing that sometimes is a struggle is that it is a little bit of a challenge in tight spaces, but that's the case with all cars, all big cars, right? That you might find trouble parking in a few tight spots, but the 360 camera does a good job of it. But overall, the ownership experience has been really great with Mahindra. We had the XUV500 before this, so it just felt like a natural upgrade from the 500, which was futuristic when it was launched, to the 700, which was futuristic when it was launched as well.
Talk about the acceleration and braking.
Yeah, the acceleration is really great, right? So this particular model comes with around 200 horsepower, I think 190 to 200 horsepower, somewhere in that range. This being a diesel, ample amount of torque. You do put your foot down and you can feel it instantaneous. And then if you change the drive mode to zoom, it's a lot more responsive. So never had a problem with quick overtakes, be it in the city or the highway. But yeah, being a 2-liter turbo diesel engine, when you do put your foot down and if it's not in zoom mode, there is a second delay between when you put your foot down and the response kicking in, right? So if you're looking for like really sharp overtakes in the city, you might feel a little bit. For example, now you feel that there is a small slight delay that comes in, right? That's the case that happens. And obviously being a front wheel drive also, right, I would not recommend you to put your foot down so in such a quick manner, because the car will throw itself out, because it's a front wheel drive, right? The power does not go to all the four wheels.
You can see how it navigates through
Yeah.
really narrow roads. It's probably the narrowest it can get.
I've taken this through narrower roads. In terms of visibility, it's really good, right? So that's like a good advantage. I was driving my friend's sedan yesterday and I realized that the advantage of this particular car is the amount of visibility you get, right? Be it through the side mirrors or the front or the back. But yeah, it does come at the cost of, real-time visibility. If somebody's in front of the bonnet and they're like a short person, it is a challenge. But, pros and cons of both sides, right?
Plus you have the 360 cams.
Yeah, the 360 cam is good and you can always bring it on at the touch of a button, and it's pretty accurate as well. and it's got good guided lines both in the front, back. You can change all the views, right? Whatever views you want, you can get it.
You can see that when you turn, you get the feed of
Yeah,
whichever
that's
side
a
you're
really
turning.
good functionality, I think, of the car.
Yeah.
Especially in highways, the blind spots and stuff.
Yeah.
And even in city, you can see if there are any bike guys trying to squeeze in and things like that. So it's always helpful to have it.
Yeah, I think in terms of fuel efficiency, if you drive it nice, I've seen people, I mean, I've seen my car get as high as 13-14 kilometers. Yeah, even in the city, but that's only when, you know, one person drives it, one particular person. But when I drive it, I usually average around 9 in the city. In the highway, I make it around 10-11. But I do have a little rash driving, not a rash, but I drive with a heavy foot. So that's, you know, I've seen the mileage varies a lot depending on how
Your
your
driving
drive
style.
styling
But
is.
9-10 is typical for a car of this category. Like even my Safari gives around the same.
Yeah,
So
but I have seen people getting much more better efficiencies on this car.
yeah, so if you're a, what do you call it?
Yeah, light-footed driver, you will realize the advantages of it.
The mileage that is showing there accurate, like it shows 497 kilometers a day.
No, it's not. I can guarantee you that this will give me around 350 only.
Okay.
So almost 150 kilometers off. So a full tank to tank, I have personally only achieved around 550 to 600 kilometers, right? Because again, I drive with a heavy foot. I drive.
That will be including highways, right?
Oh, I'm talking only about highways.
Only about
I'm talking only about highways. So I reach from Bangalore to Cochin, which is around 520 kilometers with a tank of fuel.
Okay.
I do exhaust my full tank when I reach Cochin.
Can you just quickly explain Zip Zap Zoom? What does it exactly do?
Yeah, so it basically, it's zoom sort of lightens up the steering, and it sort of, you know, quickens your acceleration time. So you'll see for now, right? If we get the signal and the road is empty, we'll just probably try to, you know, see how zoom works.
What is Zip? Zap is the.
Zap is the normal mode. So it's basically, you can think of Zip as economy, Zap as comfort, and Zoom as sport or sport
Okay.
plus. So let's see if the road is empty and signal is there. That's sort of there. So if I put my foot down,
The classic diesel grunt
Yeah.
and push back with all cars. Which
and you can feel that coming here, right? So in Zoom, it's a lot more, you know, pronounced and responsive, and you could hear that engine grunt. Yeah. So in Zap, it's a little bit more softer, and in Zoom and in Zip, it's the least responsive, right? But I do have noticed that in Zoom, the fuel efficiency does drop. Like when I've done one particular stretch of Bangalore to Cochin driving on Zoom, I did manage to somehow get a fuel efficiency of lesser than 10, and that was primarily highway driving, right? Probably because, you know, the engine is really eager to switch gears and get you that instant response. I have seen the fuel efficiency drops in Zoom. And again, because I'm a heavy driver, I drive with a heavy foot. That could be the reason.
So in normal Zap mode, does this the gear, does it like to stay in the lower gears, or
No,
it's
it's
eager to upshift?
It's eager to upshift, but it's a lot more quicker in Zoom.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about the AC and the speakers and stuff, like coming to the comfort aspect of it?
Yeah, the AC is really good. Does a good job of cooling the cabin. If you turn on the rear AC or leave it on auto, it gets really cool.
Yeah.
Not had issues with changing the AC filter a lot. I think the speakers are okay. I mean, they're good. But again, I've had one issue with the speaker. When it sometimes rain, you could hear the speakers crack. So they're like a cackling noise that the speakers do give sometimes, which I'm not a fan of, right? I don't think when you're paying this much amount of money, you should be getting that sort of experience. So this time the road's really empty, and this car, you can hear it. Yeah, you can hear it.
Insane.
And it's very comfortable pushing up to, you know,
It's already reached 100.
yeah, 100. It's very comfortable, and you can go higher as well, but obviously, you know, we should all drive safe. So and it's very comfortable. It holds steady. There is, at least this particular, I do like to get my wheel balancing and alignment done right, so the steering doesn't pull anywhere to the left or right. It's a pretty stable car, comfortable car. Even with 5 people, it does pull to 100, 120 comfortably.
So you feel confident going higher speeds in this car?
Yes, I'm confident going in high speeds in this car.
Any other changes you've noticed coming from the XUV500 to the 700?
Yeah, I think a lot of changes, right? I think the seats are a lot more comfortable. The old ones
That
I
was
felt
very firm.
the old ones I felt were really hard. And yeah, I think the infotainment is a much big upgrade, right? I had the second generation of the XUV500 500, and that had a really small screen without Android Auto. It only supported without Apple CarPlay. It only supported Android Auto, and it had the Map My India navigation, right? But I do think something I miss on this particular car is the auto dimming IRVM. Right, I think that when you're paying, not 30 lakhs or a little north 30 lakhs for this particular variant, right, you would expect to get auto dimming IRVM, if not ORVMs, right? I think especially in India where people do drive with high beams at all the time, and I think that's just a big miss from Mahindra's part.
I think since you were talking about the IRVMs, ORVMs, and people driving with like high beam on, how are the lights of this car?
The lights are really good. I think so. Above speeds of 80, there's something called high beam assist, and there's this an additional light that comes on, sort of like the third light. So you got your low beams, you got your high beam LEDs, but above 80, there is a high beam assist that comes on, and that really makes a lot of difference at night. And I've noticed it that it just increases your throw by another 20%, and that makes a lot of difference.
Can maybe talk about the rear thing, your protector you have added to the bumper.
Yeah, so I've got the rare, I think it's called the Bull Guard or whatever, the official accessory that Mahindra sells. So I've got that one, and I found it really useful, right? There have been instances where, we've got bikes just coming in, like how you see this person in front of us going really close to their compass. So I've had that instances where, a guy has come and sort of crashed into the rear, but thanks to having that accessory, it did not damage my, bumper, and it's still there, right? It still bears that mark, and I've not decided to replace it. Again, once it's fully gone, that's when I think I will replace it.
Anything else about the ADAS and stuff
I think one thing that I'm not a fan of in terms of the ADAS is the lane keep assist, right? It's not Mahindra's fault. I think it's our Indian roads fault, but I'm not a fan of using it. That's why you'll see it's permanently disabled off in my car. But I do have the collision warning, and I've kept it to early just to be on the safe side. So I did try it with early, but I found that it was a little bit too aggressive. So I've just kept it at normal, and it works fine. And the best thing is it sort of, it gives you a beeping sound, and the steering vibrates before the auto brake comes in. So you have that freedom to, or that time difference to control and take ownership of the car before the auto braking kicks in.
Since you're talking about the highways, you can quickly talk about body roll as well, since we didn't officially talk about it.
Yeah, I think body roll, I've not felt any big problems on body rolls in speeds of up to 120 kilometers per hour, right? I think the biggest problem of body roll that I encountered is definitely the Bangalore-Mysore Expressway, and I'm talking about the time when it was initially launched, before we had all the speed cams and whatnot, right? Most of the bridges there, I don't think I do have encountered body roll if you go at speeds of 80 to 100 when you're trying to take the bends, right? That's the only place I've encountered body roll. Otherwise, it's a really comfortable car. You don't feel body roll at speeds of 120, even if you are a single person or whether it's a fully loaded you're traveling 5 people.
Out of service center, you can quickly talk about that as well.
Yeah, so I've been going to the same service center for the last 8 years now. And we've had the same person who's taking care of our service, so it kind of makes me just comfortable, right? Yeah. But I think now, especially at least in this part of Bangalore, I think Mahindra, there is scope to have an additional service center, because the current one that I go to, right, it's always full. You try to book a slot for tomorrow, it's not possible, right? So you do have to plan it, and if there's some ad hoc issue that comes with the car that you need to drop it off today, and you're hoping to get it back in a day or two, I don't think that's really feasible with this particular service center. But again, that's a service center sort of a thing, not a Mahindra.
What about any parts availability issues or anything like that?
I think when I got the car, I think we got from a different state. So when we were driving it on the very first day, there was a crack in the windshield. There was a stone chip. So that part availability was a little concerned, because again, this is when the XUV700 was at its peak, right? The waiting periods were like a year and above. So during that, when we had to get the windshield replaced, I think we had to wait for around 2 to 3 weeks for the part to come. But again, I did have the car with me at that time. The service center folks said once the windshield comes, just drop it in. They will get it replaced in a day or two and then give the car back. So I did have to wait for 3 weeks, but for the windshield at that point of time in 2022, but I had the car with me, so I could not complain.
Arthur, what do you feel?
Initial impressions, like I said, the brake feels a bit loose. Like I barely press the brake and it's literally pulling you forward. So, or maybe you just get used to it. The steering is light, so light. It's probably lighter than my Exter also. I mean, considering that my Safari has the hydraulic steering, it's definitely a lighter thing. And especially for highway runs, I would prefer the lighter steering. Turning radius is not bad, considering that you're in pretty tight spots.
Any other?
As of now, the only difference I feel is the
The
brake.
brakes.
But probably like you get used to it
Hmm.
in a bit.
I can feel myself getting pulled back.
It didn't even accelerate that much. So two corners,
I went to the full side.
I can definitely see how this is a fun car to drive. And I'm definitely not feeling the size of it being a problem. Unlike, I don't
Safari.
think, what is the length of this car?
It's around 4.7, 4.8.
Oh, it's almost the same size as the Safari, but it doesn't feel like that long. Or it's maybe just the steering being this light, giving me a bit more confidence to drive the car. Overall, I think I kind of get it why people.
And the
Buy
only
this
thing
car.
you, as an owner, Sachin, would say is the downside is the ventilated seats, which didn't come with this model yet, right?
Yeah, because this is the first generation of the XUV.
Yeah.
Yeah, the newer ones do come with it. What are some of the other things the newer one has, which this doesn't?
I think the main thing is the ventilated seats.
Okay.
The rest are all very, very minor stuff.
Yeah, I
Like
think
things
the
you
way
can
the
retrofit.
the seat tumbles is different in the newer one, from what I remember.
There's ISOFIX child mount points, and everyone gets a proper seat belt. Not a 3.1 in the back, but at least a 2.1. So that is a good thing.
I think to conclude, I kind of have an idea now, like after driving it, after sitting in it. The third row comfort is decent. I think I would say it's better than the Safari also, and the driving dynamics are good, especially the steering. Although the new Safari does get electronic steerings, but coming from the hydraulic to this, the steering was really light and acceleration braking was really good. Yeah, overall, the main thing is the price and the amount of features you get for that price. It was 30 lakhs when Sachin bought it, but I think now it's a bit reduced with the GST changes. So the website says 23 lakh for the X7L variant, and then you add road tax of about 2 lakhs. And at around 25 lakhs, this car is a solid option. And now I get why I see so many XUV700s on the road. And yeah, I think on that note, we'll end the video here. If you want us to review your car, something like this, you can reach out to us by email or Instagram or whichever means you find to reach us. And yeah, on that note, you can check out the Safari review here and the Hexa review here, and for other 7-seater cars. And we'll see you there. Bye.